Hi, welcome to Chaos to Clarity. Meteorologist Bernie Rayno. Fast here. I got to be on air in about 10 minutes here. I just want to give you an update on Debby. Everything working out as really we thought it would. There's the satellite picture here, and let me put it on full. So Debby, about 135 miles south-southwest of Tampa, getting better organized. No surprise there. We thought it would. I thought it could actually get a little organized a little quicker than what it has, but keep in mind, very warm water temperatures in here. Water temperatures are running in the middle to upper 80s. The threshold for development is about 78 degrees. So this is bath water. All right. Now, as we also talked about, let me show you what's going on here as well, dealing with the wind shear here. Let me find my wind shear. This is my wind shear. All right, let me put this up on full screen so you can see it well here. So what's going on wind shear wise? You can see the center of location. Here it is, 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock tonight, right in here. So it's in the northeastern Gulf of Mexico. What does the wind shear look like as we go through the rest of tonight? Here's 200 millibar, very light wind shear in here. All right, light winds aloft. Wind shear is not going to be a problem with this system as we get into tomorrow morning. A little bit of a west-southwesterly wind, but not much, very light wind shear. So what does that tell us? The strengthening is not over. I think this will be a hurricane when it makes landfall, no doubt about it. The question is it Category 1 or Category 2? I think it's going to try to make Category 2 status before making landfall. And we think landfall is going to be tomorrow morning, somewhere around 9, 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, maybe as early as 6 o'clock, just north of Stanhatchee in the what they call the Big Bend of Florida here. I'll show you the map here in a second, but there's no question this is going to be strengthening as it makes it landfall. Let me show you the AccuWeather iPath here, and this is our iPad. There it is. So around 11 a.m. we have it. I could see a little earlier. Now we are talking about a high-end Category 1. Category 2 begins at 96 sustained miles per hour and goes to 110. At the very least, this is going to be a Category 1 hurricane, but I think it can get the Category 2 status, which I think begins right around 96 miles per hour. So that is going to be a possibility. Of course, now with the storm coming in where it is, I think it's going to be near Stanhatchee. Right front quadrant, most of the west coast of Florida, including Tampa, where we're going to have isolated tornadoes and some very heavy rain. I want to show you the AccuWeather iPath, and this is where it becomes a huge problem for the Carolina coast here as we head into early next week. A tropical storm that's hugging the coast. You're going to get a persistent southeasterly wind, and unfortunately, there's going to be an epic amount of rain here from Savannah toward Myrtle Beach, and in particular, I think you're going to be looking, let me show you the graphics so you can see it. So here's the landfall. Again, let me go back to make sure you saw this the first time. But again, this is landfall that we're going to have here around 11 o'clock near Stanhatchee, around the Big Bend. Category 1, I could see how it's Category 2. That begins at around 96 miles per hour to 110. That's a possibility. Notice where it goes as we go forward. A very slow jog along the Carolina coast, unfortunately, into the middle part of next week. And this can produce epic amounts of rain. I mean, epic amounts of rain. Tremendous flooding here, especially from Myrtle Beach towards Savannah. We're going to easily get over a foot of rain, and I'm afraid that this is life-threatening flooding in this area. I'll show you the rainfall here in a second. I do want to show you, of course, there is a difference in the modeling on where this system goes late next week, and I want to show you why as we go forward here. So let me show you what the big difference is in the modeling. Here it is. Okay, as we get into Tuesday morning, this is the European, this is GFS. Very similar. Tuesday evening, GFS, European, very similar. It's on Wednesday that we start getting differences, and here's why. Remember on Friday, we were talking about this piece of energy on the upper high, and I was wondering what impact is that going to have? Well, Here's what it does. According to the GFS, this is a stronger system, right? Stronger system. So what the GFS is suggesting is because this is a stronger system, it's going to change the wind steering flow out of the north-northeast, and that causes Debby to go inland and then go across the central Gulf Coast states. You see that? European's different. European has this system as well. Here it is, but it is much, much weaker. And because it's weaker, it has little influence on where Debby's going, and instead Debby goes northward here. You see that? And eventually it gets caught by this upper high, steers it northward, and then we have another problem. Late over the weekend, this little piece of energy drops into it. It intensifies, and this becomes a heck of a rain and windstorm for southeastern New England. So that's the difference in the modeling as we go forward. All right, really quickly here, I want to show you what we think is going to happen here. Let me go to here. We are going more with the European solution. That is that this system comes up the coast, big rainstorm here in the mid-Atlantic and eastern Pennsylvania. And boy, some major problems along the Jersey Shore. I think this will actually be a tropical rainstorm later in the period. I do, but I think it's going to produce a lot of rain up the eastern seaboard, and probably watch out for southern New England. This could strengthen Saturday. But I think this is going to be a tropical rainstorm or a tropical depression as we get it toward the latter half of the week. Look for that change to come. Really quickly, I want to end on the rainfall map. And as I mentioned, this is epic amounts of rain that we're looking at here from Savannah all the way toward Myrtle Beach here. I mean, we're forecasting 12 to 18 inches of rain with an AccuWeather local storm max of 32 inches of rain. This is going to cause life-threatening flash flooding, no doubt about that. And this is going to, I mean, these cities could really take on a lot of water as we move forward here. So let's be very mindful of that. The worst of the rain is going to be Monday, Tuesday, and the Wednesday. I'll be back later. We'll talk about where this is going. I do favor the European, that this is going to come up the coast as a tropical depression, heavy rain, mid-Atlantic, and this could strengthen a little bit as a little piece of energy drops into it Saturday, and we could have tropical storm force conditions in southeastern New England. So we're going to keep you updated on this. If you have any questions, you can follow me on Twitter or X, formerly Twitter. I'm at AccuRayno.